is Bitcoin mass adoption just around the corner, or do you think there's something that's really big that's brewing here?
I think that I kind of view it as this one step at a time kind of thing. Like, I don't think we're all going to like wake up and suddenly like, oh, everyone's using Bitcoin, So
Yeah,
when I say right around the corner, like how big is this corner? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I think there'll be like
So,
random like parts where you get a bit away of the and then this huge thing happen, and then you go a bit further and there's a little
Mhm.
thing, and then a bit further, and there's like big chunks coming of it, as you're turning the corner.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a smooth corner, right? Yeah, that's a good point. So I think that, as we see these different wins in the market, we also have to, there's always where there's good, there's going to be, setbacks too, right? And so we'll have then some other big negative headline that'll kind of push us back in terms of public perception. And then we'll have some really big win. And so I think that basing our thoughts of adoption on public perception isn't necessarily the best indicator versus looking at, like you were saying, the actual development of tools. Is it now easier for people to get involved? Is it easier to transact and to use? Are we seeing development in these ways? And I think that using that as a marker of adoption versus, you know, do people seem to like Bitcoin today, right? It
Yeah,
seems like maybe a little bit better thing to look at. Like, back in, right, 2017, 2016, you couldn't buy Bitcoin on PayPal and Venmo and things like that, right? And
exactly.
so, we've definitely seen developments. And then as we look at, more of the like traditional financial markets, obviously we've had some kind of Bitcoin based IRAs and like various things, but, having this ETF would be a huge development in terms of traditional investors having easier access. And I think that that's a much kind of like, I don't want to say bigger deal than retail getting involved, but retail, they tend to be a little like, okay, they're like, I bought some Bitcoin, my friends will tell me that, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. They're like, yeah, I bought $20. Do you think I should, like, am I going to lose it all? And I'm like, okay,
Mm,
well, let's talk about this. you know, and
yeah.
so like I think that retail in general is kind of, they more like dabble and dip their toe in, but true, kind of investors and like these financial markets having access is a very, very big deal. Hi, this is Leah Thompson at Girl Gone Crypto, and you're watching Think Smart Education.